Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Snowfall, Season 6, Episode 7, Charnel House. Charnel. 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 Anyway, Leon and the crew, we're loading up Uncle Jerome. Willie Watkins over here, Willie Watkins funeral home. They're doing the body. Louie, of course, is beside herself with grief, as they wheel him back to the back. She's just like, no, wait, Jerome, wait, thinking he's actually, like this is a dream, or you know what it gives. Leon, he brings Louie home, and she's just sitting with the fact that she's alone now. Leon offers to stay with her, but she tells him to just go on home. When she gets inside and, she looks in the mirror and sees what she finally looks like, of course, all of that is a hard pill to swallow. Teddy Reed is on the line when Miss Lady walks in asking about, why he don't have no food in the refrigerator. His walls are bare. Like, do you live here? And he's walking around checking the windows, checking everything out because, he knows everybody's on to him. Sorry about that. I was getting a text message from Tim, and I thought that he was texting me. Child, he texting Eden. She asking, can he bring her something back from DC? And he's saying, okay, I will. Child, they whole conversation I'm saying. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. Teddy Reed is checking the windows, checking out the scenery and everything. He tells her, the place is a rental, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There's a knock at the door. And when he answers, of course, he has her high, but when he answers, it's Julia, and Julia is his ex-wife. And so she and the girl knows her. She's like, oh, hi, Julia. I'm like, how you know her? I don't know. It was confusing, but Julia wants to talk privately. And Miss Lady is like, girl, I already know everything, so what happened? She wants to know why, well, not she, Julia. Julia wants to know what happened with Teddy Reed and his father, and why did this person that he was working with, why did his colleague just kill his father? And he says because he thinks that I stole his money. And he's like, well, did you steal his money? And he says, well, no, I seized ill-gotten gains on behalf of the United States government. And she's like, you need to give it back. You need to give him back his money. And of course he refuses. And she warns him again. This is a wrong move. And she tells him how he is the one that ruined their family. And this is why doing shit like this. Give the money back and fix it. Or I'm going to go around there and fix it my damn self. And he's like, how? And she says, public execution. That's how. And she left him there standing looking real cheap. Because she finna go to the media about it if you don't give that boy back his money. Because you're not doing nothing but bringing down a heap of mess on everybody that you're connected to. Franklin, he drops by Sissy and Wanda Roulette's house, to break the news about Jerome. It's really sad, because she come in like, where's Jerome? All he do is shake his head. Then he take her around there to go see the body. And she just stands there and looking at him, just stands there staring at him. And she asks, did he suffer? And, they're like, no, he ain't suffer. When Franklin tries to console her, of course, she jerks away and just walks out. Teddy Reed, per usual, is pouting in the house because he's always in a bad mood, always downtrodden, always pouting about something, always pouting. He always just sulking, and it's so aggravating. It's like, can he do something else? Does he give anything else besides this? There's no range, no depth to this character besides this. I'm bored. I'm bored, Teddy Reed. Anyway, Teddy Reed, they have this little exchange, whatever. She thinks that he should give the money back. She thinks that his wife is right, and he's like, that money belongs to us. And she's like, oh, us? We are us? Did you plan on giving me half? I don't know. And he asked her if she, if that's what she wants, do you want half or whatever? And she kind of sweet talks him, which she always does. It's easy to get in his pants because that's all she got to do is just start talking in circles, not really answering the question, and that's that. I don't know what it is with her, but she's kind of sneaky. Anyway, Louie, she's at the house drinking, going through her mail. She gets this knock at the door. It's Sissy. They sit down, and Sissy is just like, you know what, this has to stop. What's happening in the family, this has to stop. And Louie kind of flips it, and she went from grief to anger, and she's like, Franklin, this is all Franklin's fault. And Sissy says, no, the blame goes around. It can go around. And she's like, between the white man and his war, nobody walks away with clean hands, none of us. And Louie says, nah, she the one who lost her husband. Her whole world. And Sissy says, well, I lost him too, my brother. And she lost her husband. So, I mean, girl, what you saying? She's like, I don't want to lose anyone else. Louis says that, she at least still has some things she cares about. I don't. Well, that's on you. That's on you that you've made Jerome your world. That's on you. Anyway, Franklin and Leon, they in the hood. Franklin asks, what's my credit like? And he say, you in tip-top shape. You good with me. Franklin needs to borrow $500,000. Leon, of course, wants to know what it's for. And he tells him it's the price of freedom. While they're walking around the projects, Leon expresses his feelings, about Jerome and, and how he's gone and who he was to him and all of that. And Franklin tells him, listen, they on the killing floor. It could have happened to any of them. He was blood, so of course he loved him, but he never should have broke away in the first place. And Leon is just looking at him like, what, nigga? It's your uncle. Did you ever say nothing like that? He was so disappointed. He had the look of disappointment on his face. Franklin say he'll be back in the morning for his $500K. Thank you for the funds. Louie, she's home having nightmares about Jerome's death. She wakes up, and it looked like she walking around the house looking for something to use, like some drugs. She used to be on the drugs, on the heroin. She's looking for some drugs. Ain't no drugs in there, so she grabs her keys and she just takes the drive. She's losing control. She's losing control. She purposely run up on the curb over there around Scully, Stacy them house. And she knocked down garbage cans. Some guy on the street pulls out his gun like, hey, girl, you better watch that. What going on? And she get out taunting him like, oh, go ahead, shoot me. Go ahead, shoot it. Do it. I want you to. Go ahead, pull the trigger. She was losing it. She was becoming very unhinged, screaming and hollering for Scully to come outside. She go up there to his door, let me in. And he, of course, lets her in and tells the rest of the guys, listen, y'all going on. I got it. Po thing, she needs somebody. And I thought she was going around there for some shrooms. He got the psychedelic drugs. But he tends to her wounds, and she's asking him, how did you make peace with all of this? How did you make peace with losing your daughter and your girl? Like, how did you make peace with that in your heart? And he says he knows that they're not gone. And she says, but aren't you so mad you want to burn this whole place down? And he's like, yeah, hell yeah, all the time, but they won't let me. Franklin, he's also having nightmares, about to pull his gun on his girlfriend in his sleep. And he's having a panic attack, talking about he can't breathe, all of that. Girlfriend is like, listen, there's a plan. We got a plan, and we're carrying out the plan. Everything is going to be fine. Girl, no, it's not. You sound crazier than his ass. Anyway, Louie, she finally goes home. She finally goes to be with some family. She goes and falls into her sister's arms and just cries. Gustavo, he gets up in the middle of the night and finds Hans in his kitchen. And Hans is telling him, listen, in 2 days, I need a shipment of cocaine. It's finna be delivered from Colombia, and it needs to be in the warehouse. Y'all hear them kids? Let me go. Hold on. As I was saying. So the shipment of cocaine gonna be around there, coming from Colombia, and he wants Teddy Reed to be there to retrieve it. He has to be the one to retrieve it. So take it to the warehouse and hide. Actually, no, not Teddy Reed. He wants Gustavo to be there to retrieve it. Take it to the warehouse so that Teddy Reed can be caught with it. He asks why, and Hans is like, so, he can get caught with the coke. What you mean? So we can arrest him. His wife wakes up, Gustavo's wife, and she, of course, comes in there and she want to know what's going on. Why you in my kitchen? And of course, Hans says, I'm a friend. She say, but friends don't have guns just sitting on the table. So this is not a friendly interaction. And Hans says that, no, not Hans, Gustavo. He tells Hans that he'll help him, but they need to get away. And Hans says that his agency will put them away, put them out there in the world, somewhere, anywhere in the world they want to go. And Gustavo also wants money, and Hans says, okay, listen, we're not as rich as the Americans, but we can give you enough for a new life. On his way out, Hans warns them, listen, I really don't want to have to hurt nobody, but if I have to hurt somebody, I will. This here that I'm talking about is non-negotiable. So you're going to do it. I'll see you in 2 days. His wife, of course, after that, she said, this is too much. You know what? Maybe it's time for us to just part ways. We're just going to have to move on. We'll go our way. You go your way, And he's just like, maybe. Leon. He's in the house cleaning his guns. Wanda Roulette, she comes in the house. She got all these supplies, all this stuff. And he asks her, well, where are you going? And she's like, I need all this stuff from a new place. And he says, you leaving me? And she's like, no, but I'm leaving the projects. Come if you coming. He want to talk about it, of course. And she's like, so can we talk about the guns? Like, can we talk about the fact that you are back where we started? And we said that we weren't doing this. They were unified in the choice to break away from the life, but now Leon act like he got to take over the projects just because done took off. Wanda Roulette, she's not here for it. He says that he just need to straighten some things out and he'll pass the PJs on to the next person. She like, listen, I don't believe it. Sorry, but I don't believe you. She give him a kiss on the cheek and walk away. She's about to be leaving his ass. He better wake up and realize that his wife is about to leave him. He about to lose her. Back over there with Louie and her sister. Her sister's giving her a bath. They're talking about the past. They both basically had to sell themselves throughout childhood. Like she was telling her about her experience with her being kidnapped by Cain and all of that and what they were doing and what they did to her and what they were, trying to do to her. And she felt like it was worse than a situation in the past where she was gang raped before. It's just terrible what she's been through. And it explains, why she is the way that she is. She really thought that she had gotten away from that kind of lifestyle. But there she was again, back in a situation like that. Her page is going off. It's Teddy Reed. And so she calls him back. What do you want? Why are you calling me? And he talking about, what are you doing? And she's like, excuse me. I said, excuse me, Mr. White Man. I said, I'm busy. And he gonna say, this isn't a request. He really talks to them with so much condescending disrespect. It's just crazy to me that they continue to tolerate it. I mean, she gave a little pushback, but he ain't here because he'll do it again. He tells her, of course he needs to meet and all of that. And she's like, I'll meet you at 3:00. And he says, I need to see you now. And she says, I'll see you then. And hangs up. I'm like, I know that's right. Fuck him. Anyway, Wanda Roulette, she got her bags packed, just like I said. Sissy's there. She's like, listen, I understand why you want to get up out of here. I understand why you need to leave. No judgment from me. She tells her that she can actually move into one of the apartment buildings that they own. Like, I'm sure that they got, some vacant apartments. Wanda, of course, is gracious. They kind of talk. And Sissy tells her that she wants her to take over her position at the shelter. She just can't be there right now. She don't really know if she's going to ever come back. She doesn't think so. Franklin, he ends up meeting with Gustavo. He needs things, moved up because he needs his money now. I need my money and I need my documentation now. Franklin is like, listen, the money is an issue, but the documents, that takes whatever time it's going to take. And Gustavo out there start losing it, and then he finally comes clean about the DEA shaking him down, the KEG, the KGB, or whoever it is. Franklin, he looking around getting paranoid like, what, you done been talking to the police? What the fuck? Gustavo! No! And he tells him, listen, they wanted Teddy Reed. We all want Teddy Reed. Franklin, of course, he want to know, what's going on. He tells him that they have pictures of Louis, nothing concerning Franklin. I don't think Franklin's on their radar. He goes on to tell him about Hans and the KGB coming at him. And he tells him, like I said, that they all want Teddy. And that 2 days from now, they want his cocaine in the warehouse. Franklin asks, if they plan to kill him while they got him. And he says, no, the KGB, they want to take him to jail. The DEA, however, they're losing patience with me. And so they about to send me up the river. So everyone is after Teddy. And Franklin is like, well, he might have a way to buy them some time, but he's going to need Teddy Reed right the fuck now. He going to need the location. Gustavo say he ain't seen him. Franklin say that they're gonna have to make Teddy Reed believe that he's setting them up. They don't have to make him think that he the one pulling the strings around here. Gustavo apologizes to Franklin for all the confusion. Everybody's back on board. The powers that be are discussing Teddy Reed, and one of them got the nerve. He talking about some so he how he let it I can't even remember how he worded it. But he say the nigga found his father dead, and he don't understand how Teddy Reed just allowed that black man to get away with that, basically. The handler, he says, he likes Teddy Reed. Teddy Reed's a true patriot. He just starts singing his praises. And I'm like, that's how I feel about Teddy Reed. But anyway, they want to put, they feel like this is about to be nightly news. His racist boss tells him basically, you need to figure it out, fill in the cracks. I don't care what you do, but get it taken care of. Teddy Reed meets with Louis. And of course he asks for Franklin. Where's Franklin? And she's like, Franklin and I don't socialize. And he tells her, you need to fix that. And she's like, that. And he reminds her that she works for him. And she's like, you work for me. You sell my drugs and you make a lot of money doing it. And he says, all I want is Franklin. Louis tells him, she's going to be burying her husband tomorrow. And listen, after that, I'll figure out what Franklin is. And she, of course, they got something in common, because she got a problem. She got a beef with Franklin as well. And she says after the funeral, she'll do whatever he wants her to do. Until then, leave her alone. Jerome's homegoing. It was a real nice turnout, real nice funeral, Afterwards, Wanda, she tells Leon that, she can't help but, not afterwards, Wanda during the funeral, because it was roped off and everything. It was at a certain time, it was like, okay, if you want to come and see the body, come on, everybody else can come on. But anyway, Wanda and Leon, they're talking. And she says she can't help but think about losing him, after all of this. And he's like, I'm right here with you. And she's like, but so was Jerome 2 days ago. Do you get where I'm going with this? She's scared. Gustavo and Franklin, they at the funeral, and, they talk, and Franklin tells him, to drop by the repast so they can talk. Sissy, she goes up to the casket to say her goodbyes. She just tells him that she's sorry, and at the same time, crackhead ass Bo. He want to walk up and pay his respects. And to pay his respects to Louis. And Louis asks, you know, did Jerome page you? Asking you for help at the junkyard? And he gonna say no. Lies. Girl, he was hired up doing crack when y'all was calling him. They get on with the service. The soloist, she hit her note. Uncle Clifford was an extra at the funeral, and I was feeling a way about him being an extra. Like, I really wanted Uncle Clifford to have some lines. We're not finna do Uncle Clifford like that. She was just sitting behind Louis. And I'm like, hey, Uncle Clifford, do you have some lines? Let me know if y'all peeped Uncle Clifford in the background. Anyway, afterwards, Big D, he want to know, listen, Leon, did y'all handle the niggas that did this to Jerome? And Leon says that they did. They did. Louis, she's just sitting at the gravesite with her man, just sitting there. Franklin walks up, you know, and she immediately changes her posture. You know, now she mad again. Whereas she was looking weak and, you know, and sad before he walked up. She got to change her posture. But anyway, she needs him to answer a question for her. Why did you come back for me? You know, why, you know, and he says that he was raised, you know, to respect women. There's no way that he could have lived with himself, you know, if he had left her with Cain. And she says, is that it? And he says, oh, no. You made me a promise and I need all the help I can get. And she says, you the devil. You know that? And he shrugs. Yeah, I know. And walks off. Until next time, guys. It was a good episode. It was kind of filler. Very filler, but still, I still liked it. Anyway, that is where we left off. We will be back. I have 2 other shows to review, so let me get to it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.